network people can be very funny, and our data will finish during the class, then we'll now have to start rejoining and miss a chunk of the class. So I think it's very important that we, make it a practice to check everything, to make sure everything is complete for the night. Miss Mutsuraya, please can you go next? Miss Mutsuraya.
Hi, good afternoon. Good
Good,
evening.
good evening, Miss Mutsuraya.
My my day is very well. Like, I was just being lazy throughout the day actually. Then when it was getting close
Sorry to
to
cut you short,
the
but
class,
you are not audible. I can hear your voice, but I can't hear the words you're saying.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I think it's better now.
All right, thank you. So I'm saying I was just being lazy throughout the day. Since the Saturday, I felt like just lounging around all day. Then when it was getting close to the time, I watched the replay of last class and I prepared for today's class. So I think that was what I did. Thank
Yes.
you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Motu. I think I'm glad that when I'm hearing people watch the replay for last night's class, because yes, I think it's going to be very important for us to be able to have an idea of what we did the day before, so that we are not just it's not just that we are going to be, so that when we do stuff for that day, you'll be able to bring in what you learned from the day before or from the weekend before. So I think it's very important. Also, it takes a lot of work to record the videos and post. So it's very good that people are watching. So thank you. So Miss Gostam, are you there?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes, Gostam.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so they woke me up with work this morning, and I'm still at work. So I just crafted time to attend the class. I'm still in the office though.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Gostam. I guess you've had a busy day, unlike what we've been hearing since. Okay. Thank you, Miss Gostam. Miss Adenike. Miss Adenike.
Okay, yeah, good
Yes,
evening.
good evening.
So, the truth is, today I actually went for a wedding, a friend's wedding.
Okay.
So, I got back home about an hour ago and I watched the video that was like the last one that was sent, then subscribe to the channel and then prepare for the class.
Eh? All right. Thank you, Miss Adenike. Thank you. Miss Bumi, are you here? Miss Bumi.
Yeah, yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Mm,
So should I say I don't know if my day has been restful or stressful because my week has been a whole lot of stress. And then today,
hello, Miss Bumi.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So my day has been stressful and restful at the same time because I was on my bed, but I wasn't on my bed. I was on my bed, but I was working, and I had to like cook for the weekend and everything, all this kind of stuff. Oh, well, thank God my friend was around. So, and then how I prepared for the class. So yesterday I was trying to join through my laptop. I couldn't because I was told my Meet does not work with my laptop or something. So I was trying to download Chrome. It did not work. So today I was like, whether the devil likes it or not, this meeting it must hold on my laptop. So I had to like literally like it was up to like an hour before I could figure it out. And yeah, I am. So yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm very glad that you did not agree and you're able to make it to the class this evening. So I guess Mr. Falabi, I mean sorry, Mr. Steven is just joining. Did I get that right?
Yes, yes, I'm just joining. Good evening.
Yes, yes. Good evening. So we before we started, Abby, when you what we were doing is that we introduce ourselves, we'll say our
Okay,
names, how our days went,
okay.
what we did to prepare for tonight's class, and if there's any
Oh,
other question we didn't get to ask from yesterday about the cohorts that
okay,
we would want to ask.
okay. Hmm. Well, yeah. Good evening, everybody. My day went well. Yeah, my day went well. Though I woke up very late, like because I went for a vigil. I woke up after waking up. I was shy in bed and I did some work. Then went out to church for evangelism. And I just came in not quite long. Then I'm in class now.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
all.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. Thank you so much. So yes, I'm glad that every one of us is here tonight. So I wanted to let us know that at every for every class, the next day, before the end of the next day, the replay would have been posted on YouTube and it won't be public. Also, I wanted to apologize for tonight's video that is public because it's just we also have to make it public so that people that didn't join the class could make an extra, probably the last minute effort to join the class. So it's just yesterday night's class that is going to be public. So from tonight, it's going to be a private video. So it's going to the link for the class is going to be sent to our mails, and we'll be able to have access to it to watch it. So the link that you registered with is the one we are going to identify. So the next day, every night, the next before the end of the next day, the video is going to be uploaded. So help me God, and be able to catch up with whatever it is that is going to we are going to miss, or whatever it is that we miss. Also, I want us to know that it is very important that if it's that we're not going to make the class on any day, because I understand some things might come up. We might not be able to get home before it's 7 p.m., or sometimes we'll not even be available for the whole class. We might not be able to be available for the whole class. So please let us know so that we'll be aware that okay, this person is not available. So if it's that the next day we'll be able to fill you in, and at least you'll be able to catch up with the replay. But it's still very important that we'll know that you are not in the class for that. So we'll be able to have it at the back of our minds, yes. And I guess also and also I want us to remember that this class link that we used to join for tonight is the one that we'll be using for the whole course. So I guess it was sent to our mails yesterday. It was sent to our mails yesterday. So it's one that we're going to be sending. I'll be using every night. So there will not be nobody will be sending messages to the group maybe some minutes before. It's the one that was sent to you yesterday on your mails that you know that you're supposed to join with. Thank you. So we're going to be so Mr. Victor is going to join us soon, but in a way I'm trying to give time for people that have not joined. I'm trying to remind people, so that we'll be able to gather ourselves. I think we're about six tonight, and we're about like 13 yesterday. So I wonder what's holding people up. But
Hello, sorry, I can't hear anything. Oh, okay.
Yeah, what is his name? Good evening, Mr. Abiola Emmanuel.
Good evening,
Yes, please. I'm sorry, but please, can you remind us again the name you told us to call you with yesterday?
AB.
Oh, yes, yes. Good evening, Mr. Abi. So, for those of us that are just joining, I think we started introducing ourselves. So I'm going to Abby. Yes, introducing ourselves. So I told them is a constant practice we're going to be doing every evening. So at the beginning of the class, we would say how our day went, what is it that we learned from the day before. But because we didn't do so much yesterday, so today we're going to do something different. So you're going to tell us your name, how your day went, if you have any question from yesterday and you want to inquire about anything, and what you did to prepare for tonight's class. So, Mr. Abi, can you take the floor?
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
And
Mr. Abi.
yeah, but I thank God today wasn't too stressful for me. It went well, and I'm hoping to be able to learn more on the Excel. Because basically I'm like an beginner slash intermediate, so I'm hoping I could improve myself in today's class. So I'm highly expectant.
All right. So, Mr. Abi, you forgot to mention what you did to prepare for tonight's class. Anything that you did, anything extra that you did to prepare for tonight's class?
No, well, nothing really much. The basic requirements highlighted by Mr. Kolapo yesterday was a stable internet and the rest. So, and I made sure I got my own internet ready. So I'm ready for the class, and my battery is at a good percentage. So I just did those one. I wouldn't call those ones achievements. I call them the basic things. So that's why I didn't highlight them earlier.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Abi. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Nelson, please, could you take the floor? Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson. Please, are you there, Mr. Nelson? Okay. Good evening, Miss Ife. I see that you're just joining. So, for those of us that did not get it when I said, or those of us that are just joining, I mentioned that the link for the Google Link Meet, I mean the Google Meet link that was sent to our mails yesterday evening is the link that I'll be using for class for the whole cohort. So that's the same link that you have to go back to every time. so that we'll be familiar with it and it won't take time. So nobody's going to send any reminder. We have to be able to, do these things ourselves so that, and please let's make sure that we are punctual at every meeting. It's very important that we are punctual and we come to class every time. Miss Ife, please, are you there now? Miss Ife, I can see that Mr. Nelson is saying is in a noisy place. So that's fine. Yes, Miss Ife, can you speak?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you
That's
can. You can hear
okay.
you.
All right.
Okay, so I mentioned that you have to introduce yourself, say your name, what you did, Abi, how your day went, anything extra that you did to prepare for tonight's class, and if there's any other question that you didn't get to ask yesterday about the course that you want to ask.
Okay. Introduction. That's with
Yes.
that. Okay. My name is Ifeoluwa Gusunde. So, okay. Anything that I prepared for today? No, I didn't prepare anything for today. I was just looking forward to what we are going to do today. And I
Okay.
actually don't have any questions, actually.
All
Yes. I'm just looking forward to the class today. That's all.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
I'm reminding us again. So for every class, the replay is going to be available before the end of the day for the before the end of the next day. So, and a mail will be sent to us where we'll have access to the video on YouTube and we're able to, you know, get get familiar or be able to catch up with what we did the night before. So thank you. I'm hoping Mr. Victor is ready for us.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please, can we hear my voice? Please, can we hear my voice? I think I can hear everybody, but then I don't know if everybody can hear me.
I can hear you, but it's very low, please.
Yes, I can hear you, but it seems as if you are far from the mic.
Ah, I'm far from the mic. I should
Sounding
not be
like
far.
maybe you are.
Okay, is it better now? Can you hear me loud and clear now? Is it better?
Yes, it's quite better now.
It's quite better. Okay, don't mind me. Okay, so I'm not trying to say I'm still on bed anyway. I'm not on bed. I'm just coming back from church, so I'm not in bed. So assuming I'm in bed now, you could have said maybe I'm using bedroom voice, but then my voice is hot. My voice is hot. So okay, so welcome. I want to welcome everybody again to tonight's class. I believe I've been trying to follow, even though I was on transit, I was trying to follow up with our discourse in class, our what everybody is saying and the likes. Yeah. So welcome to class. So for today, we are jumping straight into our into our business. From today on, we are jumping straight into our business. And then let me try and share my entire screen so that I will not. Okay, let me try and share my entire screen so that I will not. At times I love sharing my entire screen so that so that students will have access to all my screen, and then it will be as if possibly I'm saying some things and maybe I'm just trying to read or I'm one thing, one of the reasons why I enjoy teaching data analytics is that it actually flows naturally. Like for me, that's the truth. It actually flows naturally, and then the truth is, anytime we are planning to take a step, anytime we are planning to start a new journey, uh, we actually, to a large extent, needs to be motivated. I was in a class last week. I was in a class last week. And then in that class, it's a Bible school anyway. But then in that class, one of the things they taught us in that class was that they were teaching us about pioneering principles. Pioneering principles. If you are pioneering anything, if you are starting up anything, if you want to do anything, maybe just like you're also starting a new course at the moment, possibly to scale up your career or to navigate to another career path. One of the things they said is that they taught us in class is that if you are a person that always wait for people, please, come in, please. You can put off your mic, please. You can put off your mic, please. So, you can put off your mic. So, please, I am getting distracted because somebody is trying to join the class. She ought to have joined the class since yesterday, but then she has not joined yet. Please join now. So, what our lecturer was saying then in that class was the fact that if you are waiting for people to salute you, if you are waiting for people to clap for you, if you are waiting for you to get today and then say, "Wow, you did this," the truth is you will not leave a spot. You won't do anything because the truth is when you are starting out, people will discourage you. In fact, when you are starting out, deliberately, people will start watching you, like deliberately. People will start watching you. Deliberately, people will try we start trying to look at when will you stop doing it? What will your outcome be? How will you do this? How will you do that? So to an extent, let's say to start with, what everybody is looking for is that you should give up. So that's the blunt truth. Anyway, that's the blunt truth. Because people know that yes, you are trying to start something. However, it's telling them that you want to start something is not enough to start something. It's not enough. That is not enough a drive. So what they concluded for us in that class is that whenever you are starting something, then you need to be self-motivated. Pioneers are not people that are looking for people to applaud them. Pioneers are not people that are looking for people to salute them. Pioneers are not people that are looking for people to encourage them. They are always self-motivated. So the reason why I'm telling you about this is that but we get to a point on the journey that the journey will look like, so what is not the big deal? What's next? So we've learned this in class today. The assignment where you gave us, I never to play about the assignments. I'm still trying to decipher this and that. Yeah, you might be at that junction at a point in the journey. However, the truth is, what makes a man successful is not your process. Just like somebody will tell me, yes, Victor, I know you are trying, but then I don't appreciate process. I don't appreciate effort. What I appreciate is results. So let me see the results. Let me see the results. Let me see something tangible that you are actually doing. So the truth is, nobody will appreciate that. Oh wow, these guys are starting a new class. Oh wow, you started the class. They will now start clapping for you. Wow, nobody will do that. Possibly when you are starting to start your dashboarding, and then people are trying to see and see. They might just be looking at you that clearly Shebai, what is this one doing? They might not be clapping for you at that moment. However, go to a stage whereby your result is undeniable to all men. The truth is, men will move close to you. Men will move close to you. At a point in time when I started when I got strong on data analytics, the truth is I have made so many friends based on that. Somebody was chatting with me last year, and then we just chatted recently. He's trying to learn data science. He said it was when I started posting my dashboard, started posting this, I started posting something. That was when he got very conscious about looking out for my status on WhatsApp. So that was why he started looking out for my status. When I was passing through the drilling process, when CFI, when all these guys were actually failing me, telling me to start all over again, nobody was there to give me the applause. Nobody was there to give me this. Nobody was there to give me the kudos. But then, when the result was obvious that people can see something tangible, I was one of my guys, my seniors, is working with a very reputable company, with a banking. He's working in the banking sector. And at a point in time, he had to enter my DM. He said, "Guy," I said, Said we have seen your growth over time. Said you have really grown. He said you have really grown over time. He said, wow. He said I try as much as possible to look at your work, to see some of the presentations, some of that. He said, in fact, he ought to even be on this class. He ought to be part of students in this class because he said he wants to join. However, because of the fact that he got busy with something recently, he couldn't join. So the truth is, nobody will appreciate your process. You are the only one that knows the process. You are the only one that knows what you are passing through. You are the only one that knows this or that. However, the truth is, you have to take ownership of the whole process yourself. You have to take ownership. That was why I'm very happy with the fact that yesterday you guys are able to just post some question to me. Guy, what do you have in plan for us? When Miss Ife was asking, guy, what do you have in plan for us? That's somebody that is value driven. I've paid. Yes, this is not a free class. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I can't do free class again. Because once I do free class, you will not be so particular about the value you are deriving. So now you know that I pay for this and I must get value back in return for my money. Yeah, and that's the kind of approach I want in class. Guy, this thing is not clear. Guy, this thing, I paid for this. I must know this. Let's go back. Let's go back a bit. Oh no, let me ask question at this particular point in time. That is the approach that can make someone successful in this field as a data analyst. And just like I mentioned in class when we started yesterday, I can't teach you everything I know about data analysis. I'm saying that, and I'm saying that emphatically. Talk less of teaching you everything about data analysis as a whole. I can't teach you everything I know about data analysis. Talk less of teaching you everything about data analysis as a whole. But then what I said and what we promised for this journey is that you will understand the fundamental, you will understand the basic from beginner level to your intermediate level that will make you to start well on any job. And just like I said yesterday, it is the same principle for all jobs. Once you have a grip of your data, just like your data processing, your data pre-processing, your data this, your data that, they follows the same process. They follow suit. So we don't really need to panic about anything. We don't really need to have any hanky-panky about anything. Just stay relaxed, stay motivated, and then the truth is, and then I would say, let's enjoy the journey together. Yeah, let's enjoy the journey together. So as a means of starting, also in this class, beyond the technical skill, yes, I know that most guys are very particular about the technical skill. Guy, we are already in class. You don't talk too much. Yes, let's go to Excel. Let's see what we have to do today. Beyond the technical skill, your soft skill is also very important. Your soft skills is also very important. And then it is part of what you'll be testing or what you'll be training in the process. Usually, when we're starting class, I always spend a few minutes to talk about some things. So I can talk at a time. I can talk about the market. At times I can talk about maybe the demands. At times I can talk about anything randomly. I'm not talking just to buy time. I'm not talking it out for fun. But then I'm deliberate about saying something so that we can stay motivated throughout the journey, and also to give us a kind of soft skills we might be needing for the project. At a particular point in this cohort, we'll be having team leads for our peer assignments. We'll be having team leads. We'll be having student ID by the end of this week. By the end of this week, by the time we are done with all our onboarding, by the end of this week, which is tomorrow, student ID for individual will be sent to them. So we'll be having student ID. So everybody will know their ID, and then we'll be having team lead for each group. And then for your group, definitely above being a team lead is basically to coordinate the activities of the group, possibly your assignments, maybe your presentation. However, it is not a must. It is the team lead that will come and present to us in class. The group can decide on who is presenting in class, because part of what you'll be doing in class is that there will be a time that you'll be given the whole stage as a whole, whereby that's what we call student-led class. Where possibly you have done an assignment, you have done a project, that you will come to class to defend your project or to defend your assignment. If it is individual assignment or individual project, one or two persons can be called that we are sure that they have a sound understanding of these things. They will be called in between to lead the class. because apart from the fact that tutors are teaching, student to student teaching also helps a lot. By the time a student is teaching, the student can teach from other students' perspective, or maybe as lay as possible. It can use as a layman's language as lay as possible. So that's also one of the reasons why we also encourage student-led class. So all those activities we start by the time we start giving ourselves assignments, by the time we start some assessment, by the time we look at some of the things we have to do together. So it's not something to really be fearful about. What I would just say is that give yourself to the process. Yeah, give yourself to the process, and just ensure you are enjoying the process and you are getting value for your money. Please, emphasis on that. Ensure you are getting value for your money. I will say it again. This is not a free class. It is a paid class. This is not a free class. So you have to get deliberate about getting as much value as you can get for your money. Level of what I will dispose of level of what will be communicated extensively at times hangs on the question you guys will be asking in class. You know, at times you might not have some things possibly in schedule, and a student is asking such question in class. Yes, if something that we can examine at that instance, we will examine it. If it's not something we can examine at that instance, person in the next class, that is what we'll be doing. So please, as much as possible, ask questions. Ask question. Widen your what should I call it now? Is it your let me use knowledge, and then I believe that I believe we'll be very good. Yeah, I believe so much that we'll be very good. Yeah, so let's have some things. Let me use this guy. 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 Yeah, let me use this guy just a bit to start with. So and then this was the one we used for our our presentation for the master class we had on Sunday. I will not really be talking so much into it because according to our calendar, what we have in schedule for today is actually our introduction to Excel, understanding Excel environment. Yeah, and that's what we are going to do tomorrow. Introduction to Excel. But then as part of introduction, let's look at some things. Yeah, one of the first things I wrote here as a quote is that without information, things are done arbitrarily and one become unsure of whether a policy or program will fail or succeed. If we allow our policy to be guided by empirical facts, emphasis on empirical facts and data, there will be a noticeable change in the impact of what we do. How do you know you are making impact? And then how do you know that you have grown in making impact? It is by you measuring your impact. The only way you will know that you are making impact and the only way you will know amount of impact that you have made is by putting a measurement to it. So that's why I said, if we allow our policies to be guided by empirical facts, okay, why am I reading from 5 to 7? Okay, over time, I've read from 5 to 7, I've read from 7 to 9, I've read from 9 to 11, I've tried so many different times, and then after running a kind of sampling of about 1 month, trying to read 1 month each. For this 1 month, I read from 5 to 7. This other month, I read from this time to 8. Even if it's just 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you are able to check which of this timing is actually more productive. Which of this timing is actually more productive? The only way you can know your best time for reading is when you are guided by empirical facts and data. I'm a night reader. I assimilate so much at night. I do this. Have you tested it? Have you tested it? Or is it because maybe at night you have some of your friends around and you could not sleep? So possibly because you could not sleep at night and then you are in the midst of others. Possibly that's your that's it. That I've been at the reading room since 9 p.m. and I left there around 6 a.m. You know, I was able to read for 9 hours. That is a lot. You know, it is possible that you are not sleeping at all. And it's possible that maybe you're reading from just 12 p.m. to 3 or 4 that you are able to do in the library. Just focus. it's possible that it's more productive. So that is why we must be very emphatic about our empirical facts and data. So another thing is data analytics is the future. Yeah, if you don't want to admit that, I know, and I'm already seeing the future. That's the truth. I know. I'm already seeing the future. Data analytics is the future, and the future is now. Every mouse click, keyboard button pressed, swipes or taps is used to shape business decisions. Everything is about data these days. Data is information, and information is power. If we are ready to admit this or not, possibly because of our current environment, maybe Nigeria, yeah, the level of data usage in Nigeria is very, very low. Tautology, yeah, is quite low. That's the truth. Compared to other countries. The level of data usage in Nigeria, I've said this before and I'm saying it again, that the field that use data analysts most in Nigeria at the moment, they are the fintech and they are the finance system. Those are the two guys using data analysts most at the moment. In HR, in human resources, there's something we call human analytics or people's analytics. It's part of what they do abroad, whereby you analyze the activities in your company, you prepare a dashboard for it. You know, I was asking at the point in time, I was asking an HR, I said, how many of you HR even know how to prepare a dashboard when you are doing your yearly reports? How many of you are doing your exit interview? How many of you are noting that, okay, this year we are able to employ this number, okay, these are the numbers that left, so that you can determine your staff turnover per year, so that you can check the percentage, so that you can see if your company's PR out there is actually good or not. You know, some company they have name, but then the truth is their PR out there is not good. That's the truth. Their PR out there is not good. The best person that could have explained to the company that, sir, this thing that we are looking at here, we employed 10 staffs this year. Sir, we about 15 staffs dropped the execution letter or were sacked. You know, your staff turnover is actually on the very high side. Then it's another thing that business should watch. And then the best way to actually give them all this level of information is when the people that can communicate to them are talking based on empirical facts and data, not just based on intuition. So another thing is, without big data, companies are blind and deaf. This information is the oil of 21st century, and I think it's the combustion. It is a capital mistake to terrorize before one has data. We are surrounded by data, but starve for insight. So, yeah. So let's see. Let's see. What is data analytics? What is the data analysis? What is data analysis? What is data analysis? So we can simply say data analytics is the process of, number one, examining, note that part very well. Number one, examining. Number two, cleansing. Number three, transforming the outcome. So when you are doing your churn analysis, you want to know why some clients are leaving. You want to know why you have lower sales. Possibly, maybe your company increased the price of products, and then people they have alternative. So and they are going for the alternative products. So then you can prescribe for the company that, sir, you notice that when we increase this price, demand for this particular product has reduced drastically. And that's because from our competitors' analysis, people are buying an alternative product at a cheaper price, which will do what our product is also doing. So we suggest that we either reduce the value of our product or increase what the player they are getting for their money. So that is you suggesting outcomes. That is you suggesting remedies to what is happening. So having said that, you can take a chill, you can relax it, and then if you ask a question with what you have done so far, please shoot your shot now.
That you mentioned data collection. Then you just finished talking about approach in data analysis. So I
Okay,
don't really understand the difference between those two.
okay. So okay, when I started the last slide, I tried to correct myself that the last one we dealt with now is types of analytics we have. Types of analytics we have. So these are the approaches. These are the approaches. These are your steps to take. These are your approach or steps to take when analyzing steps in analyzing your data. But then what we dealt with just now is what we can call types of analytics. Types of analytics. And we have descriptive, we have the one that diagnose, we talked about the one that predicts, then we talked about the one that prescribe. So these are your types. These are the questions you need to answer yourself when you start your analysis. That okay, the purpose of my analysis, am I using it to describe? Do I want to use it to diagnose what is happening in the complaint, your churn analysis, or am I using it to predict what is happening, what is going to happen in the future, or am I going to prescribe what is going to happen? So by the time you diagnose, then you should be able to prescribe what is happening. You'll be able to prescribe. You should be able to tell them from your summary that okay, this is the remedy. Yeah, this is just like saying remedy. It's just like saying remedy. So this is the remedy to what is happening in the company. So I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, do we have another question before we move to the Excel interface? Do you have another question? Okay, so if you don't have any other question, let me say welcome to Excel interface. Welcome to Excel interface. Many of us have had Excel. Many of us have been using Excel for a long while. Yeah, many of us have been using Excel for a long while. Many of us has been doing this. Many of us have been doing that. When at times when someone tells me that they know how to use Excel, I try to just ask few questions. And then one of my first questions will always be, do you know how to use your Power Query on Excel? These are kind of questions I do ask. Anyway, that is not to check or to prove any point or to do anything. But then it is just to say that learning actually continues. It's just to say that we all keep learning by the day. That's just it. So, I can say I can do some things on Excel now. By the time you see some guys also doing some crazy things on Excel, you just be like, wow, so I can still do this thing on Excel. I was watching a tutorial sometimes last year, and then in the tutorial, I was seeing the integration of Python on Excel. That was when they're talking about the integration of Python on Excel for data analyst. You integrate Python to your Excel, and then from there you type your Python code, and then you work just on your Excel sheet. I know it's small. That is how it's clear. Excel has anything. That is how it's clear. Excel has some crazy things that you might not think of. It has some things that you might not have been able to exploit. So, and then the basic rudiment of Excel is that for any tools you want to use, not only Excel, for any tools you want to use, please understand the fundamental. Understand your interface first. Understand your interface. So it's a question of two and two. Victor, we are giving you this work. This is two and two. What we want to do is that we want to add them together.
No, I thought that was grandma.
You've already defined your problem now. That Victor, we want to add them together. Yes, maybe I can do my normal mathematics and say, oh, the answer is 4.
Oh, grandma.
That's my normal mathematics. Of it. I can the answer is 4 now from my head because I know it, and then I'm dealing with just one data, or let me say one row. Now imagine I have 10,000 rows with different numbers. 10,000 rows with different numbers. Everyone is coming with his own peculiarity. Everyone is coming with his own wahala. Everyone is doing this on his own. Everyone is doing that on his own. Will I start speaking my pen or my calculator one by one to be calculating all these guys one after the other? Definitely no. 10,000 data sets. No. So I know that, okay, what I want to do is that I want to add this guy and this guy together. I want to add this guy and this guy together. So on this Excel, I need a function that will help me to add them together. So you have already defined your problem. You have already defined what you want to do. So the question now is that, how can I do it? Where will I get what to use to do it? So that is where the knowledge of Excel generally comes in. So that by the time you start working on a data set that you've never done before, we did not even treat it at all in class. At all in class. And then you are just sitting on your chair and trying to brainstorm and say, oh, okay, why can't I can do it like this, I can do it like this, I can do it like this, and I can do it like this. So what should I do? So now you know that you can do it like this, you can do it like this, you can do it like this. Then from your understanding of a Z interface, then you would know the right place to go so that you will not start wasting your time to be looking for it. You know, over the Emmanuel was sharing that on in the first class that recently he was working with the data set from his school, and then they were meant to do some kind of sorting. They are meant to do some kind of sorting, and then it was looking like this data set is actually voluminous. So I can't sit down with it and be looking at it one by one. I think in their data set they have surname, they have surname, they have surname, they have first name, they have last name, they now have some kind of maybe question or something about them. So something about them that they have to sort with. So the logic is that look for their surname, put their surname here, and then that item description that is here. Description. Look for it on all these data sets and be matching them over here. And the way they arrange their surname is not even alphabetical order like this. In fact, some people, their surname, they wrote their surname here. Some people wrote their surname here. You know, trying to look out for surname and the likes, it can actually be very dicey. And then, let's say we have A, P, and this. This is the surname. Here we have the surname here. We have this. We have this. Here we have this. We have surname here. We have this. Here we have this. We have this. We have that. So when it gets here, what they'll be putting here is surname alone. The surname for this one is HJJ S. The surname for this one is FOF. The surname for this one is DFD. This guy is in the first column. This guy is in this last column. This guy is in the middle column. This guy is here. So it got scattered. However, you remember the fact that we did something about VLOOKUP in class. That VLOOKUP can actually look for what is inside here from what is inside here, and then return whatever is inside here for us over here. It looks scattered, it looks confusing at first, but then once you remember that, I can actually look up for their values. So what you now need to do is that, from my interface, how can I use my VLOOKUP? So you've defined your process. So the reason why we are learning the interface is so that you can know how to navigate through in solving your problem when you have a solution already. Excel will not give you solution to your problem. Note that. Excel will not give you solution to your problem. That is why your analytic skills comes in. That is where your curiosity in. That is why you have to be very inquisitive as a data analyst. You can't be a data analyst and be very reserved. No. When they're telling you A, from that A, thinking about 10 other things. think about 10 other things. So, and then ask question about how can I connect A to that, all those 10 other things? How can I connect the dots? So as a data analyst, you have to learn to think outside the box. What makes a good data analyst is not only technical skills. I told us that we have two skills. We have technical skills, and then we have your soft skills. So talking about the technical skills, we'll be teaching on Excel, Power BI, and SQL in this class. These are your technical skills. However, the truth is, technical skills, because you're studying technical skills, they can get you a job. However, they won't solve problem for you, because your technical skills are just tools that will bring out your soft skills. Your technical skills, they are tools that will bring out your soft skills. So as you are building your technical skills, you have to build your soft skills as well. You have to be very curious. In fact, when the teacher has explained everything, like you understand everything, I'm not saying that students can always be dragging us back in class, but then I'm just saying that when teachers even explain everything, still look for some loophole. Be very critical. Like, be very critical in your feedback. Be very critical in how you examine how your tutor is teaching you, so that when you can be very critical about all those details, when you get on your Excel sheets, you get on your Power BI, you get on your SQL, you get on your tools, then you can also be very critical in your analytics. And that is why one of the strongest soft skills they are asking from a data analyst is your analytical skills. What does your analytical skills do? Or how can you build your analytical skills? By being very curious. By being very curious. Ask a lot of questions. Oh, what can my Excel do? Ask yourself, can I achieve this thing on Excel? Oh, let me try it out. Let me try it like this. Let me try it like this. At a point, people writing code, they will tell you that code na log at times. At times you will just write code, write it, and then for hours you will just be getting error. And then at times you just get there within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just write something, blah blah blah. And all those things at times that you will write it will not make any sense to you at times. And you just run it and you just be like, it will just fly like that. You'll be like, ah! Even the one I'm committing my time to, the one I'm even dedicated to, I'm not even getting results. But in this one, I'm just saying, let me freestyle about it. That's where I'm getting results. That is the approach to data analytics. And then, just like I will say, by the time we get to analyzing, there is no one way to data analytics. That is why I will not be coming to class with a kind of pre-planned data to come and analyze for you. With that one, I will be teaching you to be one-way traffic. I'll be teaching you this is the approach. No, that's not always the approach. For a question in data analytics, you can have 2, 3, or 4 different approaches, and you will get the same results. At the point we are working on SQL, and we are trying to write a query on SQL, and then about 3 of us we wrote query on SQL. We wrote query, 3 of us, and we got the same result. The same result. However, our query was far apart. So what influenced what our query will look like, or what influenced what our approach will look like, depends on how we can be very creative with our thinking. How strong we have built our analytical skills. How strong we have built that. So that is why, as much as possible, I'm encouraging you, please, ask questions. Be very critical, be very diplomatic in your approach. You need it. So for your soft skills, I said we have analytical skills. We have attention to details. You have to pay attention to details. You need to be very creative. I'll use that word. You need to be very creative. Creativity. I will use this word too. Thinking outside the box. Don't confine yourself. This is how our tutor did it in class, so I must do it like that so that I can get the results. No, exploit, exploit. By the time you exploit, by the time you submit, and by the time we can see your approach also, you will present in class and then you teach us your approach also. You teach us your approach also. We are all learning, and this is data analytics world. It is no man's world. Everybody is entering the field every day with their own approach. What resonates easily with you? So that's the reason why we'll be taking our time to understand the interface of Excel. On your page, I've sent a folder for shortcuts on Excel. I've sent a folder for shortcuts on Excel. Let me see. Yeah. Yes, I've Excel shortcuts. Yes. I've sent a folder for Excel shortcuts. Yeah. I think some people have it before now. I think some people have it before now. That was why I was saying that for students, whether all these books are not they are not privileged to you. You have access to them at any point in time. On our drive, you have access to them at any point in time. So we have some basic shortcuts we use on Excel. Don't try to cram shortcuts. Learn it. You can pick just maybe 2 or 3 in a day. Just pick 2 or 3. We have about 250 shortcuts over there. 2 shortcuts. Just pick 2 or 3 in a day. And then as you are working on your Excel sheet in that day, get deliberate about using those 2 or 3. Get deliberate about using those 2 or 3. Use those 2 or 3 in a day. Another day, pick 2 or 3. And then when you are picking it, you are picking the one from the previous day, using it, and then picking that new one, also using it, so that you can get conversant with your shortcuts. There's no need to cram shortcuts. You get to know them as you use them. So for our Excel interface, we have our file page. Under our file page, we have our home. After talking about having our home, you have on your home, that's where you have your recent files, you have your pin files, you have your share with me. You can have your blank space, that I share with you, any project that you have pinned. This is Microsoft 365. That's why I'm having all this. Then you can have a kind of some little templates, maybe also. Then in your new, we have new. You have new. If you want to open here, you have access to some templates. If you are looking at some templates, possibly personal, let me see, personal to-do list. To-do list. Let me see. You don't have any office templates right now. Okay, yeah. So this is a to-do list. This is a to-do list. If you want to create a to-do list for yourself or anything, you can start with something as minute as this. Household to-do list, weekly schedule planner, group trip planner, social media editorial, to-do list, glossary, checklist, party planner. So make a list, party planner, drop down tutorial, wedding invitation tracker. For people planning their wedding, please, this is wedding invitation tracker. Don't mind. So if you are using this, you can click on this, then click on your create, and then it will create this for you. So with this, you already have this already configured or programmed to a large extent. You already have this configured to a large extent. So you might not really be doing much than to just populate all these things. So that's just about your templates. You can have a lot. If you on your open, if you want to open your previous project, you want to open some things, you can easily do your open. If you want to open from your file, from your documents, you can easily open. These are some data sets I worked on, so you can easily open. Then for your information, if you want to have information about your present workbook, we call our Excel sheets, we call it workbook. We call it workbook. So under your workbook, we can now have different sheets. I will get back to that. I will explain that better now. I will get back to that. So you have your info, then you have your save. If you want to save your file, I want to run through this code and then run through some generals. I will not touch the interface till tomorrow. We pick it up from there tomorrow. You have your save as, if you want to save it as customize any save. If you want to print, this is your printing. If you want to share, you can share Excel workbook, you can share as PDF. If you want to share, okay. If you want to export, you can export as PDF. If you want to export your file, if you want to change the file type, if you want to publish, you can publish to Power BI from here. You can publish to Power BI from here. You can upload your workbook to Power BI from here. You can export your workbook to Power BI. That's why I said the reason why we are taking Power BI in this class is because of the integration between Microsoft tools. Their integration is very cool. Their collaboration. So that's why we are sticking to Microsoft tools. So then you can close it here. If you want to look at your accounts, look at this Microsoft 365 or anything. So let me close this. I'm not saving yet. Okay, let me save. Documents, data analytics class. So your saving is as simple as that. Just click on your save, and then you save. Okay, I think I've closed it already. I can open introductory class. I can open back. Yeah. So this your Excel sheet like this, as it is like this. This is your Excel sheet like this. This is your Excel sheet like this. This is what we call workbook. This is your Excel sheet like this. This is what we call workbook. This is your old Excel sheet. This is what we call workbook. So under your workbook, you can now have your sheet. This is your sheet. This is another sheet. This is another sheet. You can create as many sheets as you want. You can create as many sheets. So your sheet, your Google Sheets are under your workbook. Your Google Sheets are under your workbook. And then from tomorrow, we start from, these are called cells. These are actually called cells. Cells. Each individual like this, they are actually called cells. From tomorrow, we look at cells. We look at how, we look at what this guy over here, we look at what it means, why we are having it as CCs, and why it is always changing. We look at that. Then from there, we can see how we can quickly navigate to any cell tomorrow. Tomorrow, we look at all these clipboards, what they are used for, what is our fonts, what is our adjustments. Then we go to our conditional formatting. Then we see how all these guys, your filtering and sorting, you'll find these guys, what they are used for. Then from there, we look at our pivot table, we look at our charts, we look at our slicers, then we look at our page layouts. We don't really have much issue with page layouts. We are not really concerned about page layouts. Then we come to our formulas. We look at some of our formulas. Excel has a lot of formulas. We cannot learn everything in class. It's not possible. We can't learn everything. But then, as demand arises for that, we get to use them. Okay, then we look at data. How you can get data to your Excel. How you can get data on your Excel sheet. I mentioned test file, CSV file. We look at how you can get data from your web, from your table range. Then we look at all this. Then our review. We look at our. We don't really need all this review. Just spending check and the likes. All this view for our dashboarding. We might be needing some things in this our view, like removing our guidelines, removing our formula bars. If we want to remove our formula bars, these are just customizing the interface. They are not really important to us as a data analyst. It's just about the interface. Then this one is recording action. All this we don't. So we'll be looking at our interfaces tomorrow, and we'll be getting ourselves familiar with what all these guys are doing, why we have them, so that we can start using our Excel. So having done that, we can start entertaining questions for tonight if we have any question. But then before we go, so we should have marked our attendance for today. We should mark our attendance for today. Okay, this is another conference word. So sorry for that. So for your attendance, let me see that. For your attendance, Kumi, I sent attendance link to you. Please, you can, or maybe I can just help to post like that. Fill your attendance, please. Fill your attendance. Attendance is very important. I'm saying it. Attendance is very important. Please, if you're on this call, please, that's your attendance sheet. Fill your attendance. So once you are filling your attendance is just your name, your student ID. Is not compulsory for now for student ID because we've not given you ID yet. So just input your name. Then by the time you have your student ID, this will also be made compulsory. So I can input your student ID. Then the date. Once you click on this guy, today, yeah, just click on today and click on submit. That's all we need for your student ID. So Olapo Victor is in class today. So Olapo. Dr. Olapo, I'm in class today. Okay, and I can submit. So thanks for submitting. That's all. So that's how to fill your attendance. So please, attendance is very compulsory in class. Attendance is very compulsory in class. And one of the reasons why we said it's compulsory is because without 70% attendance and 70% assignments complete, the truth is my hand is off to give you receipts. I mean to give you certificates rather. Don't mind me. My hand is off to give you certificates. We are trying to we are trying to check the integrity of our students so that we know the people we are putting out there. So having said that, let me say thank you for tonight. If you have any question, you can ask a question in the next a minute or two so that we can end our class online. Okay. Do you have any question? Any question? Any question? Do you have any question? Okay, question. Miss Adenike, please ask a question, please.
Okay, I have a question.
Please ask a question.
So let's just assume that I have a data that's up to 1,000, 10,000 or there, but that has to do with figures. And then I want to sum it. I know that I can always go to my auto sum, but will I be scrolling till I get to the last digits on the sheet? Or how do I do it?
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ms. Fumi. Thank you so much for that. The class syllabus actually covers for that also. But then we have not gotten to that stage. That is why we've not said anything about it. We have a function we call fill down. You can fill down, you can fill right, you can fill left. And then there's a shortcut to it. Shortcut to that is Control D. That's shortcut to it. And then if you don't want to use the shortcut, Control D, there's also a way we do it on Excel. But then I will not be answering your question expressly now because you are already taking us ahead of syllabus. Yeah, I love that anyway. I love that. No. I love that actually. It's so that when we get to that stage, I can get more deliberate about. Okay, you have asked this question, so that I can point your attention to it. That okay, this was what you asked in class, so this is how we are going to do it. So I believe maybe tomorrow, once we start talking about our interface, I believe we might do something around it tomorrow. We might because this is it over here. This is it over here. This is the function. Fill down, fill right, fill up, and fill left. This is the function. So tomorrow, when we are getting familiar with the interface, we might speak into this. However, if we don't, it's still part of the function you learn in class. So, any other question? Any other question? We are already out of time. Any other question, please? Any other question? Okay, Miss Bumi, please ask a question, please.
Okay, so good evening. Please, I want to know the form for the link for the class attendance. Sorry, will it be sent to the group?
No, it will not be sent to the group. It will not. You have to be on the call to have access to the link. It will not be sent to the group. Because if it is sent to the group, everybody, whether you are in class or not, you have access to the link. So which we are not supporting. So to be able to fill your attendance, you have to be in class and you have to click on the link in class. It will not be sent to the group page. So please, it will not. If you are sending to the group page, everybody will just be filling, which we are trying to prevent. Is any other question? So if there's no other question, I'll hand over to Kumi. Thank you so much for tonight. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Kumi, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much for tonight. I hope that we're able to get one of two tonight, and hopefully, and also want to inform us that tomorrow the the replay will be the end of tomorrow. The replay will be uploaded, and you'll be able to have access to it, to be able to catch up or go back to it or whatever it is. And also for those of us that has not registered with the Google link, I think I'm going to give like okay, so like let's do that before we end the call so that I don't want to hear any because I don't know how I'm going to do it. So let's make sure that we're able to register before the end of the call. Yes, I think if we have done that, then we should call it a night then, and we'll see each other tomorrow by 7 p.m. sharp. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Miss Kumi, please, are you still on this call?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Stay on the phone.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
student ID, what do I put on the student ID?
What did you say?
Like, I'm talking about the student ID. What do I put on? What do I? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. I can hear you now.
I said, what do I put on the student ID?
Give me a minute. Let me check the form.
Miss Kumi, for student ID, don't worry, it will be sent to your mail. It will be sent to your mail.
Okay.
Your student ID will be sent to your mail.
That was so embarrassing.